This is the fight of our lives.
We are getting the whole team, right?
Oh, God.
What's up, regular size man?
Hey, guys.
Let's do this!
Is that everyone?
You wanted more?
Are you crying?
No. Yes. This is my destiny.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Oh, yeah!
No, give me that. You have the little one. I am inevitable. And I am Iron Man.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Yes, we've had some confirmation from James Gunn, courtesy of Instagram, that they're not going to be calling it as Guardians of the Volume 3, because that just sounds ridiculous, even though it is a direct pull from the comic, so it will be called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. That is being confirmed by James Gunn on Instagram. As someone said, please don't call it that, and he responded with, don't worry, which obviously means it's not going to be called that. So if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of these kind of videos. We are giving away 2 tickets to go and watch Spider-Man Far From Home, regardless to which country you live in. The competition rules still play there. All you got to do is subscribe to this channel with notifications on and let me know down below why should you win, or why do you want to win, or anything like that really. So I will announce that winner on Friday, when my Spider-Man Far From Home non-spoiler review will post on Friday, seeing it tomorrow. So I'll post it the following day. So we've got some interesting stories for today. Earlier today, we dropped a video on how TaskMaster might be part of the Black Widow movie that is currently shooting in Hungary, Budapest. That's interesting. So if you haven't checked that video out, I will leave a card so you can go check it out. So as you can tell by the title, this is a very, very interesting title in my opinion. So as we know, according to good old Roger, that Rocket's creator is the High Evolutionary. Drax is in for a big surprise when he discovers his daughter is alive. Rocket also gets a love interest in the form of Lila. Nebula and Star-Lord will grow into closer friends or more. So yeah, let's just go with that. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. So it is going around, okay, let's be honest, it's not going around the circle. There's some websites that are reporting that Rocket's girlfriend could actually be Lady Gaga, who would be playing Lady Lila, who is a Sentinel Otter, the soulmate of Rocket Raccoon. And he's obviously voiced by Bradley Cooper, which this is where it becomes quite interesting, as they did star in a movie together, A Star Is Born movie, and fans really want this to happen. So there's a few websites and stuff reporting that potentially these two could work together on a project because they've got great chemistry. And as we know, James Gunn is famous for pulling in very unique, insane actors for his roles. You just got to look at the cast of Suicide Squad 2 that he's currently working on now to back up the claim that he does pull in some big hitters. Now, this project already has a lot of big names linked to it. Kevin Feige adding fire to the furnace. Well, not really. He literally said Keanu Reeves has been linked with every single role in the MCU. I don't believe that, because he's literally saying at one point Keanu Reeves was going to play Thanos. He was going to play Loki. He was going to play Captain America. Can you just imagine Keanu Reeves playing Captain America or Iron Man? No, it wouldn't work. I think what he said is out of context. I think what he means is they've had him lined up for a few roles before, but the way he said it was he's been lined up for every single role. So the latest rumor is that Keanu Reeves is going to be playing Adam Warlock, which I'd be down with that. I mean, personally, I'd prefer Zac Efron. You guys know on the channel that Zac Efron needs to be cast in any MCU role. And as we also know, we spoke about Mark Hamill potentially being the High Evolutionary. And it was interesting because James Gunn backed that up and said that he knows him in real life. He literally lives around the block from him in real life, so they're going to sit down and have tea. But whether Mark Hamill actually has time to play anything outside of Star Wars, I'm a bit unsure. Yes, he was the trickster on The Flash for a few episodes, but that literally was one episode done in like one day of filming. So whether he could actually commit to being in an MCU movie is very different. As we know, Lady Gaga has been stepping away from the music side of her career, going more into acting. If she really wants to explode as a powerhouse in the movie world, there is no greater franchise to join than the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You just have to look at the last two movies, Avengers 3 and 4, both grossed over $2 billion. Yes, they aren't the all-time #1 movie because you have to take inflation into consideration. And then if you do, it is absolutely ridiculous because Gone with the Wind, which did come out many years ago, destroys them both. So it is interesting how in today's world, everyone wants a piece of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So do you think that Lady Gaga could play Lila, Rocket's love interest? It would be pretty interesting. Myself, I am a pretty big fan of her, or used to be. I've seen her in real life. She's pretty cool, and she's an interesting character, but it would be voice acting only. But it would be pretty cool. So obviously, once James Gunn has wrapped up Suicide Squad Volume 2, then they're going to start shooting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I'm so glad they are not calling it as Guardians of the Galaxy 3, because that sounds ridiculous. You can't have a third movie in a franchise and change the complete name of the franchise. That would make no sense. And yes, we know that Thor had a debacle at the end of Endgame with Star-Lord implying that he was in charge of the ship. But realistically, that doesn't even mean Thor will be in this movie. So we do know that rumoredly Thor is taking away. He's going to take away. He's going to stop acting essentially for over a year. And some people were like over-dramatizing it, but he's done a lot of roles back to back to back. Just recently finishing Man in Black, which kind of flopped at the box office. So he's taken a year away, but we know it's at least going to be over a year until they start shooting this movie. So at the moment, this movie is literally going to have so many big A-listers in it. If they do include Keanu Reeves as Adam Warlock, Mark Hamill as the High Evolutionary, then getting Lady Gaga to voice Lila, who is an absolute savage. That would be very interesting. But like I said, guys, it is rumored this kind of storyline about Rocket's creator being the High Evolutionary and Drax in for a big surprise. But generally, each movie in the Guardians of the Galaxy has focused on one person's father. So we've had the storyline about everyone else's father, obviously Gamora's father being Thanos, that we've not had Rocket's father. So it's his time. And James Gunn backed it up by saying that he is going to have the ending defining moment in the story that will bring his story to an end. As we know, this was only originally supposed to be a 3-part movie franchise, and they most likely will reboot the whole franchise after it. So it is going to make sense. It's probably going to be Rocket and Lila shoot out to the kind of sun and kind of go and raise a little family or something like that. We don't really know anything about his backstory. We've kind of had bits here and there when he said he was like genetically modified and he didn't want this and he was nearly killed, and like, yeah, there's so many Easter eggs in these movies. We used to have Beta Ray Bill in the Collective's vault, kind of. It looked like him. Beta Ray Bill's supposed to be in this movie. Moondragon, Drax's daughter. This movie is going to be insane. So guys, like I said, I can't confirm or verify, but it is coming. I've spoke to some people. It is sounding like there is some validity, and now we know that Keanu Reeves has been literally like looked at for every single role, including Thanos, that literally anyone is fair game when it comes to the MCU. So recently they did announce that the re-release of Endgame will be coming out this weekend, which is really cool. There's going to be some kind of Hulk scene, some kind of Spider-Man Far From Home teaser if you haven't seen it already, and there's going to be some kind of Stan Lee memorial moment. So today Marvel dropped a new trailer for Endgame to say that it's coming out on digital. Yes guys, yes ladies and gentlemen, digital download on July the 30th, and then on Blu-ray on the 13th of August. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is the 13th of August. So that's pretty cool. I presume it will be live on the Disney streaming service when that comes out later this year, but it is pretty interesting that it's coming out pretty soon because it only feels like a few months ago that it was actually out in the cinema. They're re-releasing it. And it is interesting that there's actually some details being revealed about the deleted scenes, etc., about what's going to be in the Endgame movie in terms of deleted scenes. And it's kind of annoyed a bunch of people because a bunch of people thought they're going to get all these deleted scenes in the kind of Blu-ray release, but it appears that the kind of deleted scenes that everyone wants is not going to be on the Blu-ray at all, which is kind of interesting because they normally save a lot of the deleted scenes for the Blu-ray, so there's actually a reason for you to go and buy the Blu-ray. So if you read what's on there, it says 6 deleted scenes, and not one of them is the kind of Catherine Langford scene or the scene where Hulk becomes Professor Hulk. It doesn't really seem like there's a lot on this, to be honest. I mean, we've got Remembering Stan Lee, setting the tone, casting Robert Downey Jr., which is kind of funny because they never wanted to cast him. A Man Out of Time, Captain America, Black Widow, Whatever It Takes, the Russo brothers' journey to Endgame, the women of the MCU, Bro Thor, 6 deleted scenes, but what it's listing, it doesn't really sound like it's anything interesting. A gag reel, visionary introduction, audio commentary with the directors and Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, the actual important people, the writers. So yeah, sure, we will be giving away a bunch of them, and I will be buying it, of course, but it would have been cool to have some real deleted scenes in there, you know, the good ones, the one we wanted. I want to see that Catherine Langford scene. There's people making out that that's going to be the scene that will be in the cinema, but it's pointless. They won't do that because Iron Man's role in the MCU is finished, so it needs to add value to the customers being the MCU fans, and apparently there's going to be some special message from the Russo bros during the re-release of Endgame this coming weekend. But like I said, guys, I always keep you up to date with all the latest and greatest MCU news. So guys, do you want me to jump straight into a spoiler review on Friday, or shall we do the non-spoiler review first? Because there are leaks and stuff out already, but there is no point reading leak, because once the press has seen it, and they've seen it weeks ago, it's out there. You might as well call it review, not a leak. It's not, guys, it's not a leak. If the movie is out, if people have watched it, if the press have watched it, it ain't a leak anymore. It's a review without you reviewing it in your own opinion because you haven't seen it. So that is the reason why we haven't been over a Spider-Man Far From Home plot leak, because then you know the movie, it literally ruins walking into the movie. So should I just jump straight into a spoiler review on Friday, or shall I hold that review off until after the 2nd of July, which is only this coming Tuesday, just under a week away, when the movie actually comes out? As you know, guys, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest and greatest Marvel, DC, pop culture news. I will be doing a lot more DC content. There is over 500 DC videos on this channel, so sometimes people call me a Marvel fanboy, but literally my first year of YouTube was DC only, so I can't really be a fanboy, can I? But like I said, guys, I'll keep you up to date with the latest, greatest stuff. We did some Black Widow video, well, done 2 Black Widows this week, so we're not just about Avengers like some people said. Your channel is just Endgame. No, guys, it's seriously not. Look through my catalog. There's 1,700 videos, of which a lot of them are nothing to do with Marvel. So, like always, guys, I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.